Hello everybody, my name is Abdullah Burrub. I'm back again with another video. I have some good news. So tomorrow, three countries from the EU are supposed to recognize Palestine. And these three countries are Ireland, Norway, and Spain. So I just want to go over this real quick. Ireland, it's not a very big surprise to me. They also went through their own genocide for many years by the British, and they had their language banned and they had their culture banned. And of course, we do know that there's the North Ireland and there's the Ireland itself. There's like two different areas now because of the British dividing them. So the Irish have a long history of being pro-Palestinian and supporting the Palestinian cause. And so it's not a very big surprise that it's coming now that they want to recognize Palestine as a state. There's also Norway, which that was a little bit surprising. I know Scandinavian countries in general are very pro-Palestinian as well. Many Scandinavian countries have a lot of Palestinian doctors, engineers, and whatnot. When I was in Sweden, I remember seeing many people wearing kufiyas just randomly. I remember seeing a mural, I think it's called a mural, where it's like a painting on the wall on the outside of a building of a Palestinian fighter, Palestinian resistance fighter. And I was pretty surprised by that too. Scandinavian countries have a huge population of Palestinians who, like I said, a lot of them are very well off, and they hold very high up kind of jobs and careers. And the third country on the list is Spain. Spain is, of course, our ex-colony. Saying that as a joke, but I am very happy to see that about Spain. I'm very surprised to see that by Spain. The Spanish themselves, I mean, they definitely were a big surprise. Yeah, I didn't expect Spain to support Palestine like that and recognize the state of Palestine. So now these three countries, they've also mentioned that there are possibly other European nations who are going to follow. One of the European nations that might follow afterwards is France, which is going to be really surprising for me, but it will really change the tide. More and more European countries are supporting Palestine. It's really changing the tide for us, Palestinians. So if France recognizes Palestine, I lived in France myself. I really did not like France. It was a very horrible country in so many ways. Horrible system, horrible government, a very a liberally fascist government, meaning they force you to have no religion, no culture, no anything. They want you to just make money, pay your taxes, and die. Just have nothing different about you. Even the French themselves are very rude people. They're very racist people as well. But I just did not like France. I did not like France. I didn't even like the immigrants who were there either, by the way. There are good people, some good French, and some good immigrants, but just as a whole in France in general, it's just a horrible package. You have so many immigrants and descendants from immigrants who are criminals and who hate France for legitimate reasons, because the French killed millions of North Africans and millions in the rest of Africa. This is something that's very known. They're very proud of their history as well. So you have immigrants who hate France, and you have the French who really hate immigrants and really hate everybody who's not French. They don't even like other Europeans. The problem is that the rest of Europe sees France as a big toilet. And it literally smells like a toilet when you're walking in the street. You're smelling the smell of the sewage. You're smelling the dog poops everywhere in the street. And but I mean, there are positives to every country. I had a horrible experience there. Well, not a horrible experience. I had many horrible experiences there. Plural. Emphasis on the plural there. Because every day was horrible. Every day was in general horrible, other than some small things. And I lived in the best city in France, which is the part of France that was stolen from Germany, which is Alsace. I lived in Strasbourg, which is also a German city, which was unfortunately stolen. But Germany, Strasbourg itself is very nice. It has very nice areas. It has kind of not as nice areas too, but it's much better than Paris. Paris is literally just a dump. I grew up in Amman, Jordan. I was born there, and I'll talk about Jordan in another video. But Paris is just horrible. It was just horrible. From the people, from the trash everywhere, dog poop. Even like double Strasbourg, like it's just dog poop everywhere. Everywhere you want to step in the street is dog poop. The food, half of it was not clean. Even though France is supposed to have very good laws when it comes to food, and they do. To be honest, most of their food is very clean, much cleaner than America, which is where I'm living now, the United States. But I did have some good experiences, of course, in France, but in general, the government really hates religious people, religion in general, and I'm a religious person, so it never worked out well for me. They don't give any religious freedom, which is something I also disagree with. Something I like about America is they give you religious freedom. Actually, something I really love about America is that they do that. It's a very fair country in terms of religion. France, they also really, really don't like I said, they don't like North Africans. They don't really have many Middle Easterners there. So I was kind of like, they didn't know how to really react to me. Because I'm usually North Africans are like beige, no, they're like tan skinned, or maybe brown skinned. And me, I am like a light skinned Palestinian guy, even though a lot of Palestinians are brown too. But me specifically, I'm light skinned, so they're always confused on how to respond, if they should respond with racism or respond with normal human being kind of interaction. But I assure you that as soon as they knew that where I was from, they would always resort to that racism. Especially when I'm already speaking Arabic with other North Africans or something, they would know right away that I am not one of them, not a Frenchie, not a frog. But like I said, every country has good and bad. I would be very surprised if France recognizes Palestine. It would be a good surprise. In fact, when I was in France, I was learning French. I picked up words here and there. I understand like 80% of French, and I can speak like maybe 15%. 15, maybe 30% actually. But I did make sure that because of my dislike for the French racism and their superiority complex, I made sure to learn French very wrongly. I was not learning French the right way. And also to add to the pain of the French people, I also speaking with an Arabic accent, which they really don't like. Of course, when I was in the streets there, I was speaking in English. So it was kind of hard to tell where I was from. But whenever I had to really speak in French, I spoke with an Arabic accent because I don't know how to speak French. Like, they have a lot of ra noises. I can't really do that. I don't know how they do that. So I just say ra. Ra is a little easier. I replace the sound that they have with the ra sound, which is like the rolling your R. It was way more easier than doing the whole guttural R in every single word, sometimes like 50 times in the same word. It's like, I can't handle that. My throat has some limits to the sounds that it can make in a repetition. So I am saying this right now. You guys are hearing this. It's the 27th of May, 2024. My name is Abdullah Barrob, and you guys are hearing this here. If France recognizes Palestine as a state, I will learn French the correct way. I will learn French the correct way, and I will not change my accent because it's still the easiest way for me to speak is my accent in French, my Arabic accent. But I will actually learn it, since I already have a lot of it anyway down. I'll actually finish learning it and be able to speak it fluently. I will do that for the French, if the French recognize Palestine. I think some other countries also was the UK. They said that the UK might recognize Palestine. Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Germany, no, for sure. They really don't like us Palestinians. I think another country, I think was Slovenia or something, or they already did. I'm not completely sure. I should have looked that up actually before making the video. But it's a welcome. It's a big welcome for me, honestly. Spain, thank you very much. How do you say thank you in Spanish? Gracias. I appreciate it. I really do. It's not gonna give us our freedom or save, like, bring back the lives of all the thousands of people we lost, unfortunately. But it will at least bring us like one step closer to our actual freedom and nationhood, which is what we're looking for. And of course, Ireland. Thank you, Irish people. Very nice people, by the way. I met a lot of Irish people in Cyprus. Cyprus is very close to Amman, and we have some airline called Ryanair, which is Middle East and Europe kind of airline, where you can basically go to another country for like $10. So I went to Cyprus a lot. It was it's just like Jordan basically, but on a beach, and much cleaner than Jordan, obviously. But it's very similar to Arabic countries, and I met a lot of tourists there. They had a lot of Russian tourists there. A lot of naked people, which was kind of gross, but I kind of tried to ignore them and just do my own swimming. But one people that I did meet a lot there was the Irish people. The Irish people are always very nice, very polite people. Actually, very hospitable too. Not like the Scandinavian people who will charge you for a glass of water. And I say this in general. I'm not saying every single person is like this, but that's generally the trend there. The Irish people have to have like kind of a small town mentality. They have like they're very polite. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. They're very polite people. Had a good time with them in Cyprus. And the Norwegians, the Vikings, I guess. Thank you, Vikings. I don't really know much about Norway other than Vikings. I've never been there. I would like to go there. They have very nice nature. I've seen pictures. That's very beautiful nature. I'd like to go there. I'm hoping maybe the nature is a little better than Sweden. Sweden was nice, but it was just islands, and islands, and more islands. Is very nice, but I prefer the mountains, and I know Norway has big mountains. I'd like to go there. Thank you, Viking people. I appreciate it. So now we have, out of the EU, I believe we have like 5 or 6 countries that support Palestine or recognize Palestine, which is Ireland, Spain, Norway, Sweden, I think Czech Republic, not completely sure. There's not many countries. I think Malta, but Malta is basically an Arabic country anyway, so I guess it doesn't really count. I mean, literally, they speak a language of 80% Arabic and 20% Italian. Like, when I am hearing them speak, I can understand, like, generally the whole idea that they're saying, even though I don't speak their specific language. And I believe there's a couple of other countries. I guess in Europe, Russia recognizes Palestine, but I don't know if they're really considered European anymore since they're the big meanies of Europe. I think Bosnia supports, but again, these are not really big countries other than Spain and Ireland and Norway and Sweden. These are not really considered European. When you think of Western Europe, you think of France, Germany, UK. So it would be very nice for France to support, to recognize the state of Palestine next. I would be very thankful to the French. I would eat a couple snails just as a thanks to them. I'm sorry, guys. In Europe, everybody makes jokes on the French, and the French still. I can give them one thing: they are very confident. Because even though everybody makes jokes on them and insults them, they still have that racial superiority. So I give them the confidence star. Other than that, I give them a brown star too. Brown because of all the human defecation and all the animal defecation and the sewage. There's a lot of that country has a lot of poops in general. Like it's like a really poopy country. But I would really appreciate the recognition of Palestine. I would, in response to the recognition of Palestine, I would recognize French language as being a normal language, and I would learn it correctly. But anyway, jokes aside, of course, this video is just, I'm in a good mood because I'm happy about all this. So that's all I have to say for today. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.